Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing fine. I am Siam Parvez from LevelUP Service. I am the CIO and I am also a junior software engineer in A+ CSI. Today's session is about learning Bootstrap and how you can use Git and GitHub to host your own website. So let's get started with it. Okay, so you see this presentation and you will find the syllabus in the handouts folder in Teams. So the first thing we have here is learning responsiveness. Okay, we need to learn responsiveness first in order to get to Bootstrap. What's responsiveness? Responsiveness is, when you create a website or web application, the user can use their phone, their tablet, their PC or their laptop to access that website or web application, right? So when you create a website or web application, you have to take care of that, so that your website or web application is displayed properly for each screen size. Let me just give you an example real quick. Okay, so you see this website and there is another website. This one is my own. Okay, let's just start with this one. So if you just let me show you. Okay, so where is okay, so if you see, if I decrease the screen size, you can see this text is also decreasing its size. Okay, and if I decrease the width more, and you will see that menu that was there a second ago, it just turned into something like this, which is a hamburger menu. So if I click on this, and you will be you can see that the links are there, and if I click on here again, it goes away. So if I make it larger again, you will see the links again, and if I decrease the size, you will see it changes, right? So there are different things, like if I make the size larger, you'll see they are just sitting here, just one beside another. But if I decrease the size, see, they take the full width of it. So this is what responsiveness means: displaying your website or web application properly according to the media screen size. Okay, so this was an example of responsiveness. So let's see what problems we might face if a website is not responsive. So here I have another example, which is marketcap.cash. You can visit there, or there are a bunch of other sites. You'll be able to find them. And let's just see this one. So if I just do the same thing for this one, let me just close this and let me just click on here. And if you see, so let's see what happens if I decrease the screen size. So you see that when I decrease the screen size, this portion got cut off. You have a scroll bar here. If I just do it another way, if I do this, okay, so you can see there is a little scroll bar over there. But this ain't a really good responsiveness. Okay, so you can see if I make it larger again, the scroll bar is gone. But if I make it smaller, the scroll bar appears again. But the other example we saw, it didn't have that issue. We can make it whatever size we want. We can view it from PC, we can view it from laptop, phone, or any other device we want to see. So now we can make responsive web designs by using CSS Media Query. So basically, CSS Media Query is a CSS rule that will change the CSS property, according to the screen size. Okay, so I have put this link in the syllabus, the handnote, and if I click on try it yourself and go here, excuse me. Okay, kindly give me a minute. Okay, so if you see this code over right here, okay, let's they are just saying that resize the browser window. So if we resize it, see how the background color changed from light green to light blue. Okay, so if I make the screen bigger again, you will see that it changed again. So what really happened there? So if you see, this is just a basic boilerplate, basic HTML structure. So in our head tag, we have this style tag. In the style tag, we have something called @media. Okay, @media. So you can learn. You can just read this documentation. This is a self-learning thing. You can just read this one. I will explain a bit more about it, but you can just if you need more detailed information about it, you can just go through this. And so here, let's understand what these 4 lines mean. Okay, so this is the special keyword for media using media query. Okay, so add only screen. So this means I am using the media query rule for only screens, and this is the main rule. This is the main rule. Okay, so we can also use not just only screen. Instead of only screen, we can use all. That means in all media. But if we have only screen, that means only the media, screen medias, like phone and PC, laptop, whatever. So, and this is our main rule, which is, it says max width of 600 pixels. So it means if our max width is 600 pixels, then the body background color should be light blue. So if it's more than this, then this will be the background color, light green. So you can see right there. So we have set a body background color here, and then we are also setting body background color in the media query rule. So in the media query rule, if it's less than 600 pixel max width, that means the max up to we can go is 600 pixel, not more than that, not even a single pixel more than that. Okay, so you can, if you see it right there, it says 653 pixels. So let's just decrease it, and let's go to 600. So you see till 600, the background color should be light blue, and we can see that this is light blue. So if we just increase one pixel, you see that it changes the background color. Okay, so there you have it. Max, if this rule says if the media is a screen and the max width is 600, then till 600, that means it can be from 1 pixel to 600 pixel, the background color should be light blue. And if this the window size goes bigger than 600, then it will be light green. So there are some more properties here that we can use. We can also use the height for this. We can also use, we have max width here. We can use minimum width and then run it. So now this changed. This whole thing just changed. Okay. So basically, in regular situations, the background color will be light green. But if the minimum screen size is 600 pixel, if the minimum is 600 pixel, then it will be light blue. You can see right there, the minimum is 600, so it can be bigger than 600. Cannot go like 599. It will change color to light green. If I change the size to, less than 600, it will change the color to light green. But if we go above 600, it can be maxed to whatever we want. It will be same, light blue. So now, after saying all those things, we can apply, not only background color, there can be more properties. It can be color. Like if I say color, let me just resize this first. Okay, let's say color, and I'll set it to red. The color is here, the color is black, so let's run it. And if I make the size more than 600, from 600 to above, see how the color changed to red. So by using media queries, we can make our website responsive. But writing media queries, that is not really efficient way of doing it, because we have a lot of CSS libraries. Before we jump to that, let's see the complications of media query. So the font size, a small font size has a width of 320 pixels. Okay, then a medium tablet has a width of 768 pixels. You can just search on the web. It's just one Google search away. You can search on the web about the screen sizes. So then desktop, large size desktop screen is 1024 pixels. Then there is 1268 pixels, and there are more, larger and larger. So for each screen size, we'll have to declare the color or the size or the width or anything. So the properties for each screen size, we'll have to set the properties according to that screen size, right? So let's just play around with a div. Excuse me. Let's just take a div, a class of box, and let's close it. Div. Let's say Siam. And now I will get that class box dot box, and then if I say background color red, and let's set the width and height first. Width, okay, wrong there, 50 pixel, and height 50 pixel. Just okay, I did that. Okay, you see that box over there. Let's just take out this. Okay, let's make it more than 60 pixel. Let's make it 50 pixel. Let's make it 500 pixels. So you see it's larger now. So if I make the screen smaller, you see that it gets a scroll bar over there, because the screen size is 361, but the width of the box is 500 pixels. That's a lot. Okay, so that's, which is bigger than this. So for each screen size, for like 361, we'll have to set the screen size something else. Then for each screen size, we'll have to make it smaller or bigger according to the screen size, right? But that is not efficient. Like for 400 pixel, for 400 pixel, let's just take this. Let's take out this. Okay, so if the maximum, let's say maximum width is 400 pixel, then this box dot box, the width and height will change. So less than 400, right? It can be 300 pixel. So we are writing same type of CSS that we usually write. So we are writing CSS inside of Media Query. That's what we are doing. So if I run it, and max width 400, okay, max width is 400, so we have like 424. So if I decrease the screen size to 400, you see it changed the width to 300 by 300 by 300 pixels right there. So for each screen size, if I make the screen smaller, then for 300 or something other screen size, we'll have to write more media queries and more and more and more. So that is not the best way of doing it. So then there we can use a CSS library to make our life easier. So now there Bootstrap comes in to save us. Basically, Bootstrap is a CSS library that will help us make our website responsive. It uses a method of classes. So we use classes for styling up our elements. So they already have some pre-styled classes that we can use, and we can make our site responsive. So let's just start with it. Okay, let me just bring up. So you have a kitchen of your own. I have same a kitchen, and now let's create a new folder, and I can say my first website, and then I'm creating a new text document index.html extension. Yes, change it. So now I think you all have VS Code running on your device, the virtual machine you will be using. So just open this folder just by dragging in VS Code. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so just drag this in VS Code and it will open up. Yes, I trust the authors. And if I click on index.html, it has nothing in it. So let's have our basic boilerplate. Title, let's name it my first website. Okay, so now let's just save it, and let's have h1, and let's say my website. Welcome to my website. Okay, now let's open this up. You can just double click on it and open it, and there you go, my website. You can see that it's properly displaying. Now we will be using some CSS for styling it. You can either use a style tag inside of the head. So h1, let's use a class title, and then I can use dot title, and background color is red. Okay, let's just save that. You can see it's changed the background color, right? Now okay, so let's install or include our Bootstrap inside of this file. So there are two methods of using Bootstrap. You will find this link in that note, and if you go to the downloads tab, and you will see there is a download method. Compile CSS and JS, we will always download this compiled one. We don't want the source, because we don't want extra documentation or anything, because we already have this everything on here. In Bootstrap, you will be able to go through everything by yourself. This is really explanatory thing, and you can just read it and understand this, no problem. And you'll see there is a download method, and there is another method which is a CDN method. Let's just see the local one, the downloaded method. So let's just click on download, and it will start downloading. And if I go to my downloads folder, and I have this Bootstrap, let's just paste it in here. So I'm creating a new folder named assets, yes, and then cutting Bootstrap and taking over there and just rename it to Bootstrap. Okay, it's a zip file, so let's just unzip it, extract the Bootstrap, delete the zip file, And okay, so we have the CSS folder and a JS folder. These are the two things we need, so I'll cut them off and I'll put it there and delete the empty folder. So okay, it's just okay. So if I open my VS Code now, you'll see there is an assets folder, and inside of assets there is Bootstrap, there is CSS, where there are a bunch of CSS files, and then there is JS files. So let's remember one more thing that we already learned, which is HTML is a structure. HTML creates a structure for us. Then CSS is used for styling, and then at last JavaScript, which helps our application to interact. So it's used for interactions, right? So we will talk about this JavaScript later. Let's just collapse this. So there we have a bunch of files, but we don't really need all of them. We just need bootstrap.css. That's the only one we need. So it's a CSS file, and you can see there is a bunch of CSS right there. Okay, let's just cut that, and let's just put this, and yeah. So this is our website, right? Okay. So before going to Bootstrap, let's just create another file named style.css, and let's just take this section and put it here, and let's just take off this. Now you see that style is gone because we haven't linked this HTML to CSS file. So just link this CSS file. Yeah, that's it. And see the CSS appeared again. So let's put a comment which is custom CSS because we'll be using Bootstrap in a minute. So now we need another link which is a CSS link, but the href won't be style.css. This will be inside of this assets folder, inside of Bootstrap, then go inside of CSS, and then we will grab that bootstrap.css. So let's just do it. So as relative to this html.css, index.html, they are in the same place. The root is same. So I will just say assets, and then I will say Bootstrap. I'm going to Bootstrap and then CSS, and then we will search for bootstrap.css. If I save it, you will see that it just changed it. If I comment it out, boom, there you go. So if I just take the comment out, you'll see, it just changed it. We didn't do anything, just added this Bootstrap link, and it already have shown its magic. So let's put Bootstrap 5. This is the version 5 because the current version of Bootstrap is Bootstrap 5, and this is Bootstrap 5 CSS. This is a local version, so local, because we'll be seeing the CDN version. We'll know what CDN version is. So now you saw that we have used class title, and then in the CSS folder file we used that class and added background color to red, right? But let's do the same thing but with Bootstrap. Okay, so without using the title, I'm just using BG danger, and let's save it. So there you go. It has the same red color as we want, but we didn't use this BG danger in our style.css. So where did this come from, and how did it apply a background color of red? So this class comes from Bootstrap. Okay, this color comes from Bootstrap. So if I go to Bootstrap documentation, and let's just maximize this. So if I search for background, and you'll see background color. Let's click there. So you'll see BG danger. There is BG primary, secondary, success, warning. So let's just use BG success. Okay, and let's just do it again. Okay, no side. Okay, so let's just use BG success. And as soon as I saved it, I'm using a live server, so I didn't really need to reload. You will have to reload it. So you can see I just added BG success, and it changed the color. Boom. If we want, we can change it to info that we just saw in Bootstrap documentation, right? So this is the magic of Bootstrap. Okay, so we can do a bunch of things. We can say text center to make the text go to center, right? We have text danger. Okay, so there you go. So text center means text align center, so align the text in center, and text danger means change the text color to danger, that means red. So we just change the color to red, right? So we don't need to write more CSS for it. We didn't need to. We are using the pre-written code from Bootstrap. Okay, Control B. So then if I comment this Bootstrap out and save it, see, the style is gone. But if I take out the comment and save it, you'll see that the style is there again. Okay, kindly give me a minute. So you guys can see that how Bootstrap does it and its magic, and it does these bunch of cool stuff. We can do all of the things that CSS can do, but it's easier. We just need to add classes, nothing more. We just add classes, 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 and that will just do it. And it's not really necessary to memorize all of the stuff that Bootstrap has, because we will be just using the things we need, not more than that. And you are just one Google search away from knowing about it. You can just search it on Google. Like if I want to know how to add margin Bootstrap, you'll see there is spacing Bootstrap and spacing Bootstrap 5. We will always go to Bootstrap 5, and you will see they are saying empty 0. That means margin top T. M4 is for margin and T is top. Margin top is 0. That means margin top 0 pixel. Then MS. Okay, so what S means? Let me just explain. There are some things. T, B, S, E, and X and Y. Okay, so let me just write this down here in a comment. So T stands for top, then B stands for bottom, then there is S, which is left, E, which is end, X, which is x-axis, Y, which is y-axis. So X means left and right, and Y means top and bottom. So this is just a note. You can just see it. Let's just make it bigger so that you can see it. Okay. So if we want to add margin to our top, if we want to add margin at the top of this, of this title, we will just do one thing. Let's bring up this, and boom. We'll say, let's just comment out this. We just need this one. So suppose we don't want it to just stick around with the top. So we'll say empty margin top. There is the maximum value is 5 and the lowest value is 1. Okay, so let's say empty 5 maximum and save it. You will say it will add a margin to it. And if you want to know what 5 means, 1, 2, 3 means, it's rem, I guess. And you can just look it from Bootstrap side. So excuse me, that's margin. I have added a margin to the top. So now let's see. Let's just suppose I don't want the text to be so much close to the background, like there is no spacing in the top, no spacing in the bottom, so I want more spacing in the top and bottom, right? So I will add a padding to it. So P stands for padding and Y stands for y-axis, top and bottom. Then I will say 5. So boom, it added a padding. So I could do a bunch of stuff with Bootstrap. There are like literally a lot of classes that are really helpful that you can use, and there are a bunch of pre-made components that you can use, which we will see in some seconds. Okay, so let's just comment out this and save it. There is nothing now. So if we go to Bootstrap, so you see there is a navbar in Bootstrap, right? Suppose we want a navbar in our website as well. So if you want to do it in CSS, you will have to do a bunch of stuff to do it. But we don't really that will take a lot of time. The main motive of programming or software engineering is code less, do more, and do not repeat yourself. So that's why we are using Bootstrap. And if we want to have a component, a navbar like this, okay, like this, we just need to go to components, and if we go to the ends navbar, we'll see there are some pre-made navbars with a search bar, drop down, then everything we have there. So let's use a basic one that has okay, this one will work. This one has some basic things we need. So if I just copy it, here's the copy button. I just copied it, and boom. If I just paste it and save it, you see we have the navbar bar right there. If we make it bigger, you'll see the whole navbar. If we just make it smaller, then you'll see that there is a hamburger menu like this one. But this one is working, right? But why isn't this working? I'm clicking it, but it's not working. Remember what I said earlier, that we need JavaScript for making our website or web application interactive, right? So we had a JavaScript folder inside of our Bootstrap, this one. So now we'll have to add this JavaScript file, bootstrap.js, inside of this index.html in order to run this navbar. Okay, so I will do it. There are two ways you can do it. You can just have it right there. Okay. There. script, and the src is assets slash bootstrap sorry slash js, and then we will search for bootstrap.js. And if I save it, now if I click on it, you'll see it's working. If I click on it again, boom, see, it's working again. So now if I, okay, just let me put a comment right there so that we understand what that is. Bootstrap 5js. So you can have it in the head, or you can have it right before your body tag. Okay, let's just format it right there, and it still works perfectly. So both works, but it's better to use it here instead of inside of head. I use it here, and that's why I'm recommending you can use it in the bottom right before the closing of body tag. So now you can see we have a website with an app bar, right? So we can have a bunch of stuff. There are a bunch of stuffs in Bootstrap, and you can just use them. In the components, we can say, let's use a card. Okay, so you see, a card is just basically a box where you will have an image or text or something like this. It looks like this. And let's see if we have something without the image. Okay, this one will work. Let's just copy it, and let's just go into our site, and let's just close this. And after our nav, we will have our main tag. Inside of main, we'll have a section. Inside of section, we'll have a div. We don't really need a div. We can just paste the thing we just copied. Sorry. Okay, align that. Just need to, okay, save it. See, we have a card over there, but it's just sticking to the right. We don't want that to happen. So what we can do is, okay, card, we can say a margin of 5. Okay, if we don't have, like previously I mentioned, like this, MT or ME or MS, like that, with M. So margin start, margin end, margin top, margin bottom, x-axis, y-axis. So what if we just use M5, M-5? That means that we are adding margin 5 to top, left, right, and bottom, all of the 4 sides. So let's just save it, and you'll see. See, it just went from here to there. It added a margin. Okay. So this is how easy to use Bootstrap is, and everything is responsive by default. And you just, noticed this, that if I make the screen size smaller, you'll see that we have it right there. See? So let's just, okay. So you can go through Bootstrap by yourself, and you can be able to, understand it perfectly. And if you have any question, you can just always search, or you can just ask us. We'll be happy to help you. And okay, so I'll point out some classes or things that you might, you will be able to see, which are really good for you. So these are the things that are mostly used. Roles, Bootstrap role, important syntax classes. So there is role, then there is display. These are not the actual classes, but you need to look at them, have a look at them, so that okay, because these are the things we always use. Then there is text color, then there is text size, text decoration, there is position, margin, it's font size, then there is padding, and there might be some others. Let me remember. Okay, I think that's it. These are the most important ones that we use most of the time. Oh, there is background color. How can I forget? There is background color, and there are some more that you can use, but these are the most important. Okay, so you can just search it by row Bootstrap, display Bootstrap, text color Bootstrap, and you'll be able to see it. So yep. So now the main thing that comes, like you see that the border radius meaning how roundish this is. So you say this is round, but I don't want it to be round, or I want this border color to something else, right? So we can do it by Bootstrap, but Bootstrap has limited border colors. Okay, so what can we do in that case? What if we need a specific color that doesn't matches with Bootstrap? What can we do in that case? So then we will have to use raw CSS, pure CSS. So now the thing I will do is I will just add a class named custom card. Okay, and then I will take this and put it here, and let me just format it real quick. Okay, so I'm saying border color. I'm just adding color. I think that is there. Border color. Let's add if 3366. I'm adding a hex. See, so you see that the border color instantly changed, but it might not work in your case. Why? So you see that here there is this our custom CSS, and above this there is the Bootstrap 5 class, right? So if you just put this under the CSS and save it, you'll see the style is gone. Okay, so by that I mean is always put your style.css link under Bootstrap. Your custom things needs to be under Bootstrap CDN or link. Okay, so that it can override the Bootstrap CSS classes styles. Okay, so there you have right there. And now, there, as I mentioned in the first place, that there are two methods of using Bootstrap 5, which is a local method and a CDN method. So let's look at the CDN method. Let's just comment out this and comment out that and save it. So you see everything is gone now, right? So let's go to Bootstrap and let's go to downloads again. Excuse me. And let's go to CDN by JS Deliver. So you will see these two links right there. If you click on copy to clipboard and paste in here, let's just format it real quick. As I said, we can use this script tag inside of our head tag, but it's better to use in the bottom. So I am taking it to the bottom and putting it Bootstrap 5 JS, but it's a CDN. So and just put the script tag over there and save that. And this is a CDN as well. And sorry, there we go. Okay, let's put it above this for now. So okay, so you see that I haven't saved it yet, right? And we commented out everything, and you see these are just the default things. So if I save this now, you will see everything we had is there now. Everything is working as we expected, and we wanted it to work like everything is working, right? So what CDN is, it's just a hosted file over on the web, which is provided by JS Deliver. It is the same as our local one, the same thing. Nothing has changed, but it's just hosted on another platform. Okay, so this is the main difference, nothing else. So you can either use a locally hosted one, or you can have online hosted one, whichever you find is best for you. But it's easy to use the CDN because you don't need to download Bootstrap and specify the path and blah blah blah. You can just excuse me. Okay, so you can just get the link, put it in the file, and boom, you can just use it. So yes, that's all about Bootstrap. There is nothing more about Bootstrap. Okay. Okay, yes. So now the next thing is in our presentation. Where is the presentation? Okay. So we just learned responsiveness and CSS media queries. We got introduced to Bootstrap and Bootstrap classes. Now there is Git and GitHub. Let's see what those are. And before we do that, we need to see some more things. You will find my profile link over on this PDF file. You will see my profile link right there on GitHub, and you can there are some sites then you can serve that are created by Bootstrap, which is this one, this one, this one, and this one. These are the 4. You won't be able to see the others because those are just private. So these are the public ones that you need to see. Okay, so let's learn about Git and GitHub, what Git is and what GitHub is. So basically you will see a Git link in the documentation we just gave you, and you can just go here and download Git. You can either download for Windows or for Mac, whichever you have, or Linux. So you can have these downloading options. We'll download it bit more later. Before that, let's just learn what Git is. Git is SCM, which is a source code manager. So it tracks the history of your code. Okay, So we will see in the explanation in more detail when we go to GitHub. Okay, so let's just download it, and you will find uh, file this file in on Teams, in softwares and miscellaneous utilities, and Git 2.38. You can just download it from here, or you can either download it from there, whatever you want to do. So I'm just downloading the standalone setup file, 64-bit, and it started downloading. It will take a couple of minutes, I think. Let's go to downloads. Okay. Okay, the download is complete. So you just need to double click on it, accept, yes, and okay, you can just go through this and click on install. Okay, it didn't give me an option to change. Okay. Okay, so finish. Now, if you right click on anywhere, you will see that you have new option, Git GUI and Git Bash. Okay, so let's go to our kitchen. And let's right click on it and say Git Bash here, Git Bash, and you will see something like this. Okay, so now as I just said about my repositories, here are the 4 repositories. So basically GitHub, let's just talk about GitHub for a second before we jump into it. So basically GitHub is a place where you can host your code, because sometimes your system can crash or anything can happen, and then you can just lose your code. So it's better to use GitHub for managing your code, for keeping your code on the cloud, so that whenever you want you can access them without losing them. So there you see it. So I will just recommend you to follow our Panda Commerce one. Let's go there. So we want to clone this. And make this your own website, right? We want to clone this, and then we want to make it your own. So we'll just clone it. We'll see how we can clone it, and then we'll see how we can host a website. We won't host the same one because I already have it hosted. But still, I can host it again, but I don't really need to. We will host the other one we just created. This one we will host this one and see how that works. Okay. So let's go to. Okay. So there are two methods. There are two methods of cloning a website. Either you can click on here and say download zip, or you can get this HTTPS. You can just copy it. Okay, you can download it, or you can just copy it. So you can you can both way. It's okay. You can download it or just clone it. So let's just click on this link to copy, and now let's go to here. Okay, so right click, Git Bash here, and if I now if I make it a little bit bigger, so you need to say, you can see that it's c/kitchen. That means this is our location, right? And it shows my name and my device name. So what we need to do is type in git clone, and you just right click on it and paste the link we copied. So it copied my name. Let's just get that again. Okay, code and copy. Right click and paste it, and you can just click, then press enter, and it will clone it. So okay, you can see the percentage, how many percentage it is. Okay, so now I'm just closing this, and you see that you'll be able to see that I just cloned my website. So let's just cut this for a second and right click and open with VS Code or code, or you can just also you can just open VS Code and drag and drop. Okay, open with code. I opened it with code, and if I double click on the index.html, it will just open up. You will be able to see this one. Okay, it's totally responsive, everything is working, and you can see a slider here, and yes, you will need to see the slider as well. This is called carousel, Bootstrap carousel. You can have a look at this, and this one as well. So this is a website that I have created for you guys to I updated these so that you can have a look at these. So like we cloned Panda Commerce, we can also clone the others. Like there is another one which is LevelUP service. We can clone this one. We can clone this one as well. Same method. Just click on download zip, or just copy this and then git bash. Right click on kitchen and git bash here, and you just need to say git clone and paste it and enter. Make sure there is just this link, nothing else, because sometimes it copies some things. Okay, so you can see that it just copied this as well, cloned it. Okay, so good. You can do the other two if you want, no problem. You can use the same method. So there are 4. The ideal ones are Panda Commerce is one I will recommend you to use. Panda Commerce and Data Warehouse. These are the 2, but the main one is Panda Commerce. You can have a look at this one first, and then you can look at Data Warehouse, eSchool, and LevelUP Service. So these are all 4. You will find this link. This link is given, and you can just go there and look at it. Okay. So now, after all these things, now we need to see. Let's just close this, and let's open this my first website. So now we want to host this website, right? We want to host it. So how can we host it? Let's see it. If you click on your control and caret button, okay, or you can just say terminal and new terminal, you will see that here it says you will probably see PowerShell. You will see like this. You will see PowerShell here, but you will click on this arrow and click on Git Bash, okay, and you will see something like this. Okay, so now we need to go to our GitHub. So when you are on your GitHub, I think as I know, you all have created your own GitHub accounts. So if you click on new, that means creating new repository. Click on new, and then from here we are creating a new repository so that we can host our code. So here I will say my first website, okay, and then I will say create repository. So you will see something like this, the command what you need to do. So they will say echo something something. That means they will they are just saying that create a read.md file. Just ignore those things. So there are some code that you need to write, which is the first line is git init. Okay, git init. So in the bash terminal you will say git init. That means git initialize. Okay, then you will click on enter. So it initialized, and then you will say git add, then a space, and then a dot, a full stop. Okay, git add space. Make sure you add that space and dot. Okay, then enter. Okay, so now it will do a bunch of stuff, right? It will do a bunch of stuff right there, and okay, then you can just go to GitHub. You can just copy all of these and just paste it right in there, but we don't really we'll just go one by one. So first thing we do is git init, git initialize, then second git add readmd, but we are instead of readmd we said a dot. That means git add dot means everything, all. Okay, git add dot everything, initialize add everything that we have. So if we say git add readmd, that means it will only add that readmd file, readme.md file. So we don't want that. We want everything to add, and then we commit it. Okay, so now what we are doing is that git init, then git initialize, then git add, then adding everything, all of them, then commit. We are committing. We are writing a message. That means what was in that code, because you will write code, eventually you write code and then put it there, and then you will push it, right? So git init, git add, and now we have git commit. So git commit, git commit space, a hyphen, then a m, then double quotes, then you can write your message that my first commit or something, first commit, and close it with a double quotes and enter, and then you can just copy these 3 lines, and then okay, go one by one. Git branch. So there are branches like in trees, main branch, then sub branch, branches. So we have branches in GitHub as well. So we are setting the branch to main. Copy the it was master branch, now it's main branch. Then we are adding the remote. Okay, we are adding the path. What's the route? Where should I go? Where should the code go? So I'm adding this remote and then enter, and then we'll push it, get the last code. So what we did initialized, we added it, then we committed it, then we set it up the branch, and then we are setting the remote, and then we are pushing it. And if I click on enter, it will just go through. Okay, and if I just reload it, you will see that my code is there. See, simple, right? So now you don't need to set this branch and then git remote every time. You will these things are just first time. You don't need to do it second time is the first time you do it. Okay, so now as I already logged in with my GitHub account in this VS Code, but you won't be able to you will see something else. And let me just pause this presentation, pause this recording for a minute, and I'll be back in a minute so that I can show you what you will see. Okay. Okay guys, so I'm back. So when you will do all of those things, you will see something like this. I was already logged in, that's why I didn't see this screen, but you will eventually see this. So you can either do it sign in with your browser or sign in with a code. So just click on sign in with your browser, and there it opened. Okay, and I think that did it. Let's see. Yes, okay, when I clicked on sign in with browser, it did it, because I was already logged in with my GitHub on the browser, so that's why it just did it. So let's just say clear to clear everything up. And now let's go to our repo, and let's just close up these things, we don't need these, and reload it. So I created a new repo with name test. I can just change it from repository name. I can just change it from here, my first website, and rename it. Okay, so now it's renamed. And so now the thing is, we can go to index.html, and you see we have some things over here. So you see card title and everything. Now we'll do is we did it for the first time, so we did everything for the first time, right? So everything was done the first time. Now we will do it the second time. So you initialized everything, did everything, and pushed it. You have set the origin and everything. Now we are doing it for the second time. So second time you need to obviously you need to make some changes. So let's just change some, like card title. Let's say a plus CSI. So let's save it, and if I save it, you see a little M over there. What does that M mean? That means modified. This file has been modified. Okay. So and now if I click on the source control, you will see this file is over here. That means this file has been changed and added to this source control. Now I click on that Explorer button, and now if I make some other changes like developing technologies. Okay, let's just keep it like this. And now I need to push this. To GitHub, right? Let's just open it up before we do it, so that you can see what changes we made. So a-plus CSI developing technologies, we made these changes. And now, okay, there you go. Okay, so you see that we made these changes. Now we need to push these codes to GitHub. So what you need to do is git add dot. That means you don't need to initialize this time, because the repo was already initialized for the first time, and now you are just adding the files you have changed. So git add dot, enter, and git commit. So what's your message? -m double quotes. So I add card title. You can say whatever you want to say, but it needs to be consistent of what you have changed. So enter, git push. Those are the 3 commands I need to write, nothing more. So now if I go here, and if I you will see that card title has not changed, right? This has card title. So if I reload it, excuse me, you will see that the changes we made were successfully done. So if I go back, and you will see that the commit I did, add card title. Now the main interesting part comes in, where we are hosting this website. Okay, we will host this website. So if you give this link, this won't work because this is your local host link, local. But you need to give them a link like github.com or something like that, that that's available on the web for everyone. So what we will do is go to settings. So from the settings tab, you need to go to pages, and from pages, from none, you have to, under the branches, from none you have to set main. So we want to publish the main branch. Okay, so if you have a few more branches which are advanced levels of GitHub, so if you have other branches than rather than main, so you have to set that. So if you click on main and save it, it will just save it, and you will just need to wait for a couple of minutes, like 1 minute or something. Let's just wait for a minute. So after a couple of minutes, 1 minute or something, if you reload the page, then you will see your link right there. So if you click on visit site, you will be able to see your website, and now you can share this link with anybody you want. So now sometimes it doesn't show up properly. So what can we do in this situation? So you will come to the same link, but you will click on that visit site and it will show you 4040 or something, files could not found. So in that case, you will say the link remains the same. After the slash, you say index.html. So now click on enter, and it will just work perfectly fine. Okay, so that's how you work with Git and GitHub. So okay, let's go to code, and yep. So like today we learned about Bootstrap. We learned responsiveness, media queries, Bootstrap, Git, and GitHub. So I showed you my sites that I have. Here's the link. You can go here and check them out. So if you go to this link, you will see those repositories, right? You will create something like that with Bootstrap. You can use either clone them, then change some stuff, you add your images or something, make some changes, play around with it, change its colors, text, and do whatever you want, and host it on GitHub. That's all, folks. Hope I could clear up all the points. If you have any questions, you can just ask us, and we will be there for answering this. So I am ending this meeting. Have a great day. Siam signing out.